Hello, yes, this is your boy Brad Monk here, and basically I've been channeling loads of stuff this week about blocks, about all sorts, and basically something came up. I was hanging a lot of people contacting me from the spirit world, knocks and clangs and one thing and another, and I just thought, what's going on? There's just so many people in the spirit world wanting to talk. So anyway, I thought messages from heaven came through. There's so many people up there that want to share their experience with you or give some messages to people on this earth, whether it's for the world or whether individually, or I don't know. I really don't know. I'm basically going on a bit of a whim here, going on a bit of a listening to spirit on this one, because I know that for entertainment purposes and everything. And I said to them, well, how am I going to speak to people who basically they need to ask me to send them a message? So I have put out a load of questions on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and if you want to leave a question that you've always wanted to ask heaven here, put it in the comment section, no problem at all, and I will ask them. Because basically all through my life, mediumship has been a great channel, great information for me to find out what I want to do in life and everything like this. And so, you know, I'd like to pass this message on, but the problem I had is every time I open the door to speaking to spirit, it's like I have hundreds of people all shouting and screaming. And so I sort of kept away from doing as many platforms as I used to do when I was younger. And basically now I'd like to help people, but I'm just not sure how it's going about. So I found out lately that I have sort of like a direct link without even realizing it, because of a family member over there who helps me, which we're having it checked out at the moment. That might even be a part of me, sort of thing, which gives me the direct link. And he came through in a reading the other day, and it was like, you know, I've got loads of people here who want to pass messages on, and I'm sort of talking about you. And I was like, great, thanks, you know, that's all I need. So I know people want questions answered about heaven and this, that and the other, but I'm going to give it a go. So this is sort of like a bit different for me. This is like carpool mediumship. And you're going to say, well, that's just madness, Steve. Well, the problem I have is once I open the door, there's like hundreds of people shouting my name out. And when I used to do platform, they'd all shout so that they could jump the queue and everything like this. So with a sort of like in a car, there's only one spirit can come and sit next to me, you know, and then so I'll usher him in one at a time and see what messages they have for you guys, you know, whether. And so if you're watching this, it might be a case that you've been guided by spirit to come and hear what I've got to say. You know, I'm not trying to make out any great guru thing or anything like that. I do a lot of channeling and stuff. So, but what we're going to do is I'm going to just link in now and get somebody to come and sit next to me and then pass the message on. All right, no problem at all. We'll give this a go. It might work, it might not work, who knows. Okay, but if it don't work, I ain't gonna do it again, you know what I mean, sort of thing. So, all right, I can't really see the screen because one of my eyes is blurry, so I don't even know if I'm in focus or anything like that. So you might be seeing half my head or whatever, but really it's about the message. The message is important, and I see the gift is the message that I get. I don't see that I am the gifted one. I just see that I'm the middleman that's been lucky enough to work with spirit and get information. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in, connect with the heavens energy, connect with the ground. I'm lovely in lovely nature at the moment, so I can feel the sea on my back, so that when you're in nature, it's easier for the connection. So that's why I sometimes do it in nature. All right then, so I've cleansed myself, cut my emotional ties, get myself prepared, and let's open the link to heaven. Okay, there's a lady coming to sit next to me. Let's see what you got to say then, my love. Okay, she's got a baby in her arms, all right. Okay, she wants to pass this message on to the world, really. It's not for an individual, but all those who have lost loved ones or babies or miscarriages or one thing or another, please be aware. She's saying that, okay, she's saying that every one of them is looked after. We have angels here that look after them. We have family members that look after them. So they do grow up on the other side. So if you've lost a baby so many years ago, whatever, then they are growing up on the other side, she says. Okay, and she wanted to pass this one. What was your name, love? Her name was Kathleen. Kathleen. And she was a midwife. And she wants to pass this on because she sees so many people in pain and suffering and with miscarriages and miscarriages. What's a miscarriage? Miscarriages and everything like that. And she wants to say that all your loved ones, all your babies, all are being looked after. So never think that these are, you know, not looked after. Because what they're also telling me is that it's the last journey for some, being a miscarriage, in which I just find that horrendous. But at the same time, there's angels that they become as well, and there's for all ages they are, and because they can link in energy to energy, they says they can take on any form and shape, you know. So even ones that youngsters and everything that's been lived and everything, help other youngsters over if family members are not around or don't want to take on the job. Okay, so thank you, Kathleen. Is there anybody you want to pass a message on? She'd just like to say Bob on the earth. She showed me some lovely flowers, some yellow flowers, daisies. What daisies? Pushing up daisies. Is that a joke or something? Okay, all right. And she just wants to thank Bob for everything on this earth. All right then, brilliant, thank you. Well, that's the first one out of the way. That was a bit weird and wonderful. Usually I'm asked by people to do mediumship, but it's a bit of a strange experience to next one. I have a gentleman with me. He's a granddad. Okay, all right. He went over with a heart condition. All right then. He's from Essex Way, he tells me. All right, and what is your message to the world then? He's saying don't give up. He's on about a brother and telling him don't give up. Things are going to change around for you. He's very low at the moment. He's very down at the moment, and his name's John. He's telling me, and he hasn't had the best of lives, and he just wants to tell him to not give up, and he's going to get the message to him and to come and see this. Okay, so there you are. That's another one. Is there anything else? For all those people who please contact your loved ones, he's telling me, please make sure they're all right, because a lot of people go around making out they're all right at this time, and they're having strange thoughts with the isolation, and just even if it's a friend or someone that comes into your mind, it could be him highlighting because he's on about a sister or something, or sister-in-law, sorry. And so he says anybody, get in touch with your friends and families and everything like that. People you might have known in the past, it doesn't matter. Just that smiley face, that support and love makes a big difference. Okay, so thank you very much. All right then, so who's next? Who's next to sit in the chair? Sit in the chair. We'll be mastermind, and we'll have 40 questions for you. No, I'm only kidding. All right then, so next person. We have a lady. Okay, all right. Throat condition. She thinks it's funny, but she's from Harrow. She's going Harrow. Okay, that is a bit funny, but still. Anyway, what is your message, my love? Is it for a person or is it for the world? Right then. She's saying about the illness of the body. Okay, there's a lot of illness of the body, and it can be in many different ways, the illnesses of the body, but a lot of it is stress and fear and worry that's causing a lot of this. And if you could just find 10 minutes to go and sit in nature, just to let go, it makes it easier for the body to flow in energy. Your body's made up of energy, which I know about, but it's lovely that she's saying that, you know, just go and sit in your park, or sit, you know, on your own, and just feel the energies around you, because that's what nature is all about. Okay, so she doesn't seem to be wanting to pass a message on. I think she worked in sort of care, she telling me, but she's just wanted to let people know that don't attach to the illness. Don't just understand why it's part of your body, and you know, be careful with the tablets and everything, because even tablets can create the body to be imbalanced as well. Your best bet is nature, and you'll be guided to get help and one thing or another. So listen to your body. A lot of people are not listening to the body. Lots of people are looking at what they believe they're meant to be having, but it's not the case. Okay, it's not what the body really requires. And a lot of times the body's allergic to stuff because you eat too much of a certain food. So balance is needed. Okay, fine. Me saying that with a sleeping disorder and put loads of weight on, but okay, love, thank you very much for that. All right then, next person. Well, she's giving me, my throat's going a bit, which is because I'm absorbing too much of her energy. This is what happens. This is just a bit of mediumship for you, that sometimes we take on the energies as an empath as well. We take on the energies of spirit. We take on the energies of people alive and everything like that. She's going on about a trachea as well. Okay. All right then, love. Was you a bit of a smoker? Okay. All right then. Okay. So is there any other message? Or love to the world, she says. Love to the world. Love the world, and the world will love you. All right. Lovely. I might use that as a quote. Wonderful. Thank you. All right then. Next person. Okay. I have... Oh, I don't know whether I should connect with this one. Can I have his parents or his grandparents around? He's got grandparents with it. I've got a small boy. I'm talking age 6 or 7. And he died of an illness. I believe... oh, I don't like doing children because it's always awkward for me. But the grandparents is here. So, grandparents, you're going to have to talk to the child. But, okay, well, the child so much wanted to tell his mum that he loved him and misses him. He died at the age of about 5 or 6 of cancer. And he's always around. If you feel your right leg... he's talking about... Someone's just shouted out Sylvia. Sylvia, are you the grandmother that's over, or is it Sylvia on the earth? He says, why are you talking to grandma? You could, well, look, I'm sort of like, by law, I'm not, you know, children is a big issue at the moment, so I sort of got to go with your parents on this one. God, he's telling me off here, do you know what I mean, sort of thing. So he would have been like this on the earth. He would have been quite strong-natured as well. He seems a nice chap and everything. What's your name? Alex. Okay, Alex. All right then. So what's your message? Just to cheer up. There's a baby around this person as well, because they're showing me a baby. Okay, and he's around looking after, playing with the toys and everything. Because you've still got the toys from himself, and he still plays with the toys. If you feel a tingly finger on your right leg, then that's him, just to let you know he's round, and everything's good, and grandma's over. She's got curly hair, 5'7", 5'7". She wishes. She's only about 5'5". They've done this to me before, where they've made out they're a different size, and they always thought they were taller. Okay. And she just wants to send her love and thank you for daffodils. She got daffodils on her grave, she's telling me. And so the message is, the little boy just wanted to come through and said his love to his mum. And so big shout out to Alex. Thank you for sharing your message. And he says to be good to everybody, because you never know when cancer or anything will hit. That's a fair point, mate. Fair point, mate. What's it like in heaven, from a child's perspective? He says we get to do whatever we want. Nobody tells us off, because any thoughts that we have, we can create. He says, but we have like schooling and stuff still, but it's more about energies and stuff like that, and we get to more about nature and how we can heal nature and heal plants and and change the energy of plants. He says we can make up new plants and new flowers for people to grow on Earth. I think that's quite interesting. I've not heard that one before. So you're always evolving new things to, yeah. He says all your planes and all your new toys and everything we're creating over here and then passing it to people to channel through over there, and they might not know they're channeling it, but that's it. Oh, that's fascinating stuff. Well, thanks, Alex, for all your time and everything. And he's looking at his watch. He says it's time to go, even though there's no time on that side. But he says his mum knows about the watch, and loads of love there. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much for that. That's quite cool. All right, my own brain sometimes kicks in, and so my brain is saying, yeah, right, as though you've got like a 6-7-year-old sitting next to you, giving you information. I've always found out that maybe one day I always thought that maybe it's just all in my head and I've got this great visualization and imagination and everything like that. But a lot of the messages reach their places, and I think that's why I used to love watching a bit of Doris Stokes, because she always said that the message will find its destination, and that's why I'm sharing this, so that if somebody out there who's lost a child to cancer just knows that in the heart of heart that they're being looked after, and that, you know, that they're watching over them and they're around them and everything like that. So, you know, that's what the messages gives. It gives hope to a lot of people, in the sense of that. And the one thing I learned, I was majorly, just going off the subject a bit, I was majorly scared about losing my son. There was a few instances where I nearly lost him, and that was a big scare for me and a big understanding, really. But the one thing that I did realise was that we always meet him again on the other side, you know. I was back in a fire. I did a paranormal event, and this gentleman was reliving his last moments, and he lost his mother and his son to a fire. He got everybody out, but he wasn't able. He was in charge. This is in was it Belperway or Ripley? I can't remember. Belperway, I think. And he had this big place, and he got everybody out, but then they didn't remember the child and the grandparent that was up in the roof, and they died. And he showed me, when I helped him over, he was able to see them both again, and that was his message for me. So by helping him, I was able to help myself to understand that life is everlasting, you know, in the sense of energy wise, and you will meet up with your family and friends, and you know, so enjoy the moments you have here. A lot of the people, when I was 21 and I had my real sort of opening, I was ill and I was getting all these visions and everything. A lot of the people that came and stood around my pond, and I was sitting there with the lotus with these 3 old people pouring information into my head. A lot of those people I've met on my journey. So I know that we have all these people to meet on the journey, and that's why I really enjoy the time that I have with the people, because I know whatever time they're here for, that they help me on my journey. And I'd like to big thank you to all my friends and all the people who have just made my life so much better through the enjoyment and memories and just unbelievable. I've had some strange experiences, and I've had some wonderful experiences, and that's thanks to all the guys that have helped me out, and girls and everything that have been part of my life. So I just wanted to say that. Okay, next person. Okay, I have a lady. She showed me that she had a chest opened up, so she would have had a heart condition. She was in her 70s. Okay, she's telling me a lesson for the world is that, you know, your heart, you need to love all things. And I've channeled this week, so it's quite fascinating in showing this. Love all things, because your heart is connected to everything of your body, but it's also next to the energy of the world, which I call the source, or not HP, by the way, but you know. And so she's saying to me that the more you you love what you do, love the people and everything, you know, stop. She said that she was chasing after one person all her life, and she wished now she just loved everything and everybody because they were all part of it, and for some reason she wasn't meant to. He was in the war, and he wasn't meant to come back to her, but she sort of never loved another because of it. And she just says you should love all things, and then even people coming in and out your life, soul mates, soul friends. I'm not too sure about the twin flame, and I've been trying to work out how that works in life. But anyway, she just says that she died of a broken heart, and that she wants to teach the world that loving neutralizes negativity, but to love everything brings about a lot of peace and harmony in life. Don't be frightened to love. So anybody's out there who's been frightened to love at the moment, there's your message. Time for you to get out there and just love. And yes, you know, at first you might attract people that give you lessons, but then eventually your energy will be good, and you will attract those who bring peace and harmony to your life. And those are the ones that last a lot longer. I realised that. A few of the girlfriends in the past, I realise now that the ones that brought peace to my life, I was too busy on a mission, and I do apologise to all those. I'm not saying I had a lot. I'm not being a tart or anything, but still. But those people out there who brought peace to my life, but I was on a mission to save the world, and so I ended up with a lot of girlfriends who were suicidal or had major problems that I could help out. I wish I had been around for the girl that's brought peace to my life, because well, I might have not been on my own now. I'm only kidding. Anyway, so yeah, thank you, love. My name was Mary, as she says. Don't have to give my name, but she just wants you all to love what you do, love who you are, because, you know, at the end of the day, people have their own paths. You're there to share in the experience with other people, and she says that a lot of people are wanting things that just is not important in life. Spending all their time wanting stuff that's not important. Okay, so, all right then. Well, thank you for sharing your insights and your thoughts. Okay, how many more have we got, dear brother? Whew, quite a few stacked up here, stacked up. Who's next? There's a lady that's just come to the seat. How are you? An auntie. She says she's an auntie. She had a brother. She's on about maple syrup. She loved maple syrup. I don't want to presume, but are you from Canada way? No, she says she's from America, but she does like maple syrup. Okay, all right then. And so what's your message for today? She's angry that the world is not paying attention, and there's so many people have been awakened, and so many people have forgot who they are. They forgot what their heart desires were. They forgot their dreams, and she's just saying that it's time to get back to that. Time for you to understand that there's no greater thing in life than life itself. There's no greater enjoyment than enjoying life. So all those people that seem to be closing themselves off from the experience, they're not doing themselves any good. They're not getting connected. They're not healing the bodies. And so she's a little bit getting a bit irate at the moment. Which, all right, love, just calm down. You know, this carpool mediumship is supposed to be fun. Oh my God. All right, yeah, because she's telling me off as well, because she's saying I've neglected my mediumship, even though over the last 10 years I've been working with my mediumship to help a family out in Ireland. But other than that, I've been channeling, getting information. So, but she says it's time. Okay, so, well, thanks, brother. You could have mentioned about this one. I'm only kidding. All right then, love. Is there anything else? No. Seems to be she's had her say. She was like that on the earth. She said, I'd have me say, and then that's it. I'll not bring it up again. So, okay. All right, no worries. Take care, my love. Enjoy heaven. All right, then. Oh, she's not of heaven, she tells me. All right. You still on the earth? Yes, she says. So she just noticed that I was sitting in her car, and she thought, and she says, you're putting out a big beacon. I says, yeah, but I'm linking to heaven. Oh, she says, can you tell George, well, tell George what? That he needs to come and get me. All right, then. Why are you sort of like, are you in the limbo part? She says, yes, okay. All right, then. Well, I can help you out if you want. Shall I call upon George? George in heaven, can you come forward? Oh, God, man, come in. Was he a bit of a pipe smoker? Yes, she says. I used to love his pipe smoking. Okay, then, my love. Well, you need to release the emotions that's making you not go over. She said she fell down the stairs. Okay. And she's been looking for George ever since. Well, George is in heaven. She says she knows that, but she couldn't reach him. Well, then you need to understand that he was around for you, and that your emotional self that's been connected to. Okay, he says it goes to your grave every day. Oh, she says, I didn't know that. Okay, then. So, George, any more information? He says, come on, we got to go. We got to go dancing again. He used to do ballroom dances. She says, yes, I used to enjoy that. Okay, then, my love. So, there you are, then. So, you can go over. You just got to let go of your emotions. Let go of your fears. Well, my fear... Okay, so your fear is that you would never see George again, and that's what's held you here. All right, then, my love. Well, just let go. There's a portal open, so you can move on now. All right, George, you coming to collect her? Yeah. And the auntie's coming to collect you as well. She's here as well. They've missed you. She says, I take back what I said. Okay. He says, this is why you've got to be doing your mediumship. I says, all right, all right. I get the message. I get the message. And you lot get the message. I get the message. We all get the message. Okay, I don't know why I'm speaking in some sort of like something out of Godfather Italian, even though it wasn't a very good one. I do apologise for it, but I think she was Italian. I think that's why they're very proud people, aren't they, sort of thing. So, okay then, cool. Well, good luck, and we'll just do a sending over as well while we're here. See, everything happens in this carpool mediumship, eh? What more do you want out of life? You know what I mean, sort of thing. Okay, is there any more? Oh, there's a queue of them. God, I'm going to be here all day. If any of you have questions for the spirit world, stick them in the inbox, and I might put them on the next video. I'll put them to the end. But I'm going to do more of this stuff because it seems to be helping the spirit world, as well as people on this earth, to get their message across. And as I say, sometimes it's for individuals, sometimes it's for everybody. So if you're watching this, then sign up, press that little bell button, and be ready. And I might probably... let me know in the comments what day you think would be best to do this on, so that everybody, and what time, sort of thing, so that everybody can get involved, and we can pass on more messages. Okay then. All right, I've got an uncle sitting next to me. Thank you. Welcome to Carpool Mediumship. Look at me, I'm getting all professional now. You see this, professional? So, he says I'm a nutter. He didn't believe in all this while he's here, but he's got a message. I says, all right then, but you know, you're here, you're in heaven, and so is there anything you want to tell? He says it's great. He says, but he says suicide is wrong. Okay, all right, but he said thankfully I had somebody like a medium to help me over and release my emotional self. He says I was very ill at the time. I had a chest condition, he says, and I struggled to breathe, and he says, and I was a burden to everybody, so I took my life. And he says, don't do it. He says, I've been in so much pain, and you get to see the people around you that you've left and upset and everything. And he was an uncle. He didn't have many around him, but he's talking about, I think, a lad about 18, 19 or something, Robert or somebody, and he says he's sorry. He's sorry for what he caused. Yeah, he was in a dark place. He was getting negative thoughts. He was drinking and smoking, and he says he just had enough. But he says don't do it to anybody else. Suicide is not the way out. It actually creates more problems. I realise that now, and thankfully I was helped, and he's in heaven. So this is he's an uncle, he said he is. I say, are you Robert or is it the person? No, you're Robert. Okay, it's Matthew that he wants to leave the message for. Okay, so Matthew out there, your uncle apologises. He's in a better place. He says he's still around, but thankfully he's been sent over now, so he doesn't want to bring too much of the negativity back on himself, to connect back to the earth. He loves heaven, and he says thankfully some medium helped him over, and so he just wanted to come through and tell all those people out there, suicide is a bad thing for your soul, bad thing for everything. And I don't mean that nastily for all those people who have taken their lives, because you know, I did have one time when I had 2 negative energies that I'd picked up through doing paranormal and trying to help somebody else out. And I know those negative thoughts and being in that dark space and how easily it was. And even I've had, you know, got the odd thoughts, but sometimes they're not your thoughts. And sometimes there are other things, thoughts that are trying to put you off life. And thankfully, I had my son, who has always been a beacon of light to me, and has always helped me when I felt low and this, that and the other. And just the thought of him brought me straight out of it. But it also gave me the opportunity to understand what possession and negativity can do to you. But you've got to feed that negativity. You know, if you're having a bad thought or an idea, I'm not saying that makes you possessed, it doesn't. But if you're having a negative thought, then don't feed it. That's my key. Because I used to say to myself, I don't feel bad, I don't feel down, so why am I having all these thoughts and ideas and one thing and another? Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. And so then I used to, I mean, I did drink a lot in the olden days, do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. And it meant I got attacked a lot more because of the drink. It takes down your protection, and drugs and one thing and another takes down your protection. And so then you get sometimes negative thoughts because you haven't got the ability to protect yourself from that. But thankfully I got spirit world and people around me who protected me, so it wasn't so bad. Is that all you wanted to say? Well, thank you for sharing that. I know it's a sad story, but I think it's good for people to hear from people from the other side, because we all have lessons to learn, we all have experiences, and we all have to evolve and learn. And so I thank you, and I will say God bless, even though I believe that we're all part of the same energy. But it just came into my head, so somebody's saying it. Good luck on your journey. Okay, so that's another one bites the dust, as they say. Oh, well, that's wrong, isn't it? Really wrong to say that, really. But oh well. Okay. Is there any more, brother? Because I am getting a bit tired now. I need to get some water down me, guys. You know, when you do all this sort of work, please drink plenty of water, because you get dehydrated. And that's the problem that most mediums have, and why they have headaches and illness and everything, because they're absorbing too much negativity, not getting rid of it. Luckily, I'm next to the sea, so I'm able to absorb the beautiful. I'll just recharge my energies with the sea. I do put myself into like a nature box as well, but I'm a waterfall person. That's where I get my power. So I imagine waterfall going through my body at the moment, just to give me some more energy for the next person. Okay, is there any more out? There is loads more on the queue, but I think for today, that is enough. I think we've shared enough. I'd just like to thank you all for being, or like I say, if you've come to the site, you've been drawn to the site, it might be for a reason. And all I say is sign up. Let's get involved. Let's do some energy exchange. Let's change this world one step at a time, one energy at a time. Just by being who we are. just by enjoying life, just by playing our part, and you'll realise how many people you're connected to and how many people you're affected by, you know. And if you come across people that look like they're happy and enjoying themselves, enjoy that moment, you know. And if you find people that are sad, you know, I'm not saying to enjoy the moment, but understand that it's a releasement. We all have to release at times. We always have to let go. So big shout out to you all, and hopefully you'll have come up with the day that you probably want to do this once a week. Maybe I've got over 430 videos of some of all the stuff I've channeled from my 10-year journey. I just had enough. I was having so many negative things happen to me, and so many things, and I wanted to know how it all worked. And so I went on a soul journey, in the hope that I could share this with the world and help the world out. And after 10 years, when I realised that everything was relative to the journey, and there were certain parts of my life that I wasn't looking after, that I'd caused a lot of my own issues and one thing and another, and bringing to the surface deep-rooted fears to experience wasn't the best thing, because putting weight on was one of my frightening parts, because I used to train so hard to be a professional footballer. But after 4 or 5 times of losing all the weight and trying to keep down to the weight, when I snapped my Achilles, I struggled. I couldn't walk properly for 2 years. Then I got at 40, I got back down to a fighting weight of about 13 stone, and then my right leg started to go, and then I stopped training, and everything sort of went downhill from there on. And with the stresses and one thing and another, and sleeping disorders one thing and another, I just piled the weight back on. And I know it's hard for those people, but it's all for a reason. I was frightened of being overweight, and then I became overweight. So I'm not frightened of it now, but hopefully I can listen to my body more and start to help out, because they've said to me that my work on the energy has meant that my body is storing the food now, because it gets it from the energy. So there's all reasons, and I'm not going to make excuses. I'm a lazy shit. I know I am. I used to love training, but I go mental when I start training, and I overdo it. And at the moment, my left knee is giving me so much jib, and that's not why I'm not training. It's just basically I've got to build that up, and then I'm going to start walking again and start getting back into it. So big shout out to you all there. Thanks for sharing in this experience. I hope it's helped you. I hope you found some message in it, and look forward to sharing in the future.